Okay.
Hello, I'm Mark Minarik from Minarik Guitars. You can visit us on the web at www.minarikguitars.com. And that's my family's last name. It's spelled M-I-N-A-R-I-K, Guitars. This shape we have here is one of our most unusual instruments, and we are known for some pretty unusual shapes. This one is called a Nightcrawler. This shape, I was inspired by a very unusual subterranean beetle that came out of a tree at 2 in the morning. The thing was so big, it was breaking twigs, woke me up. I went out. I wish I had a picture to show you, but it left such an impression on me. I was like, oh, that's a guitar. So I kept working the design for about 2 months, and I finally came up with this. And also the name. Real unusual about this guitar is the way that we did the arch top. These flames on the bottom, each flame is articulated and arched, but it only is arched on the bottom half of the guitar. And what that does is it's going to enhance the low-end frequency response. So this would be ideal for playing heavy music. And by the shape, you would imagine someone playing this would probably want to play something a bit heavy. The flames...
Although I could see Johnny Cash in his heyday rocking something like this, just out of the middle of nowhere.
Johnny Cash, I'd go with that. I think he would go with that. At the back of the guitar, the flames wrap around the whole body. This is not just a front decoration.
Like one of those lousy houses, they put brick on the front and then the side is just aluminum siding.
There's no facading on these guitars. Another design feature, on top of the rounded over flames, the round over converts into a German carved top on the back edge. So the arch and carve on these flames is extremely difficult. Very beautiful. Just more nuance to the guitar that makes you feel like you're playing something extremely expensive and you know, worthy of your collection, of course. So we needed an inlay theme that would go with something like this. This is called the Grim Reaper fretboard design, and there are dozens and dozens of flames running up the side of the board and up to the headstock. The flames are comprised of white mother of pearl surrounded by an outline of pure brass. It took forever to do this fretboard, but it was worth it. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but inside the brass flames, I hid the words, "Don't fear the Reaper." And it's real subtle, but you can read it.
Here we go, okay. Let's see. Don't fear the Reaper.
Right, and that brings us up.
That is very cool. I've been looking at this for a few minutes and I didn't notice that.
I snuck it in. Let's go to the headstock. So here's our Reaper, surrounded by flames, a half crescent moon and some clouds, telling you to come on, let's go.
And I spin it a little. That is really cool,
and that's my favorite part of the design. So I thought it was a real nice, and it's playful, you know, tie-in to the shape of the guitar. And it was on purpose that we made the Grim Reaper real cartoonish. You know, we're not looking to promote, you know, pure evil. We just wanted a little tongue-in-cheek fun to go with the shape. The paint job on the guitar was another part that was very. Our painter was real upset having to do this. It was a pain in the butt. We had to do 2 different colors, like a burnt orange for the flames and like a inferno red for the body. He then had to mask it and come along with a brownish black to tinge the edge of the flames to make it look like it scorched the wood. Another great effect. And then we masked off the side of the body here to give a faux maple binding on the top. So it actually looks like the binding on the guitar stops and is eaten up by the flame tongues. There's just so much detail and little nuances to this shape and design. It really takes a while to go over all of it, but we're very, very proud of this shape, and it's getting a ton of photographs at the show this year. So I'm very, very happy to share it with you and some of the detail that goes into these Minarik customs. Take a look at the back. They're front and back. They're just a beautiful guitar.
Well, you know what's dawning on me? We've been in a recession for about 3 years, and people are trying to diversify. Maybe pull some out of their dollars, pull some out of the stock market. And some people are saying, well, maybe get into art, maybe get into some vintage instruments. And you look at something like this, all the craftsmanship involved with it. What made America great was the craftsmanship of the solid companies, and it feels like over the past 30, 40 years we've lost some of that. It just seems like this might be a good idea for someone to consider, whether they're a player or not. This is art.
I'll share something with you. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I know it's been really tough on a lot of people. We have had our biggest 4 or 5 years, these last 4 or 5 years. Our company, the amount of custom, and I mean guitars for $12,000 to $20,000, really unbelievable custom orders people are bringing to us. We've been selling them faster than I can make them. All I can tell you is if somebody sees something that strikes them as a real value and something's going to hold its value and it's made, handmade, no CNC machines.
What is CNC?
CNC are those machines that they throw a body blank through and it buzzes out off of a computer design and spits the body out and you're done. Well, one of the things with that, if you're doing all CNC machine, you can't do any of this intricate work. It has to be done by hand here in the United States.
So all your stuff is, the custom stuff is made in the United States?
Yeah, and all the inlay work is done by hand. And it makes me feel good. You know, I'm putting Americans to work, you know, and they're doing an artwork and something that they're only going to get here. You know, I have some of the best people in the world working with my company. I'm very proud of it. And it's a real pleasure to be able to share it with everyone.
Well, excellent. I appreciate you taking the time to show us these. And we took a look across the wall. I mean, everything that you guys are doing, it looks really cool. It's very... By the way, what is this one, this Robin Hood? I know we didn't talk about this, but... I mean, everything...
This is another themed guitar we spoke about. Let's start at the top. We've got Robin Hood getting ready to fire an arrow, and you've got the truss rod cover is actually a notice pinned on the tree, says reward for the capture of Robin Hood. So another unique truss cover. Going to the fretboard, we've got Maid Marian, Friar Tuck, and Little John down at the bottom. And the words down through the design say the more the merrier. And down on the body we have the poor guy who's getting robbed. And there's a nice arrow shooting right through his bag of coins.
Looks like a U.S. taxpayer to me, but you know. No, these are fantastic, and I certainly appreciate your time. One more time, where are they going to find you online?
www.minarik.guitars.com. MINARIK.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for doing all this custom work in the United States.
Yes, sir.
Certainly appreciate that.
Thank you very much.